Hey, what's up, guys? It's May 15th, another beautiful, beautiful day in North Carolina. Here at Falls Lake, gonna do an overnighter as per usual. This time, though, we're gonna try something a little different. We're gonna be camping from a jet ski. So I'm trying to put in some miles today, which is one of the reasons why I'm out on this guy. I don't know exactly how many miles I plan on doing. It's a matter of gasoline, which is something you don't have to worry about on a kayak. And also, I'm not terribly familiar with this lake. There's like a large body of water, and as far as Google Maps goes, it kind of gets narrower and windier. So we're just gonna see what we can find. There's plenty of beaches, places to pull up and hang out or whatever. So I'll just see what I can find downstream or whatever. Well, I was able to find a really great spot here. It's pretty secluded. It's just on like a little inlet from the main lake. I don't know how far I traveled today, but I'll put a map up. But I found some trees that are a good distance apart. No widowmakers. Kind of a sandy-ish beach, but yeah, this should be a great spot for the night. First things first, I want to anchor the jet ski down. I could probably just run it ashore and kind of beach it, but I'd rather it not rest on its hull all night, so I will anchor it down. So for an anchor, I use this thing made by Sand Shark. I used it earlier this week at the beach, and it worked really, really well. It's a collapsible screw type anchor. Probably has some sand in it yet. But it's a nice piece of equipment. And it held in the sand all night at the Sound, so I'm sure it'll do just fine here. The jet ski that I use today is a Sea-Doo RXT 215, and I may make a video of how I rigged it up to get everything here, but real quick, I just tied my camera bag to the bottom, or to the back of the deck here, and everything else fit just perfectly in the trunk. So it was really easy to load. It was nice being able to load everything at home and just drop the boat in the water and not have to worry about back and forth from the car. But I think I'm gonna hang my hammock between that tree and this tree over here, somewhere over here. I can't see because of the glare, but really swell spot. I'm happy with it. So there's good news and bad news. The bad news is that I wrecked my drone. The good news is that it didn't end up in the water, and whatever damage is done to it looks pretty minimal. So it's a tool. I've wrecked them before, and that's just part of the game. The good news also is that these are beautiful woods. I'm maybe 10 yards away from where I'm setting up camp, and I took a little scout around to see the firewood situation, and there's plenty of it, but these are just beautiful woods. So I'm gonna collect a bunch of wood and get myself set up and spend some time relaxing and enjoying it. I always appreciate it whenever I'm able to snap wood in the crotch of a tree rather than cutting it. It saves a lot of time and energy. Sometimes you get lucky and you get like ideal sized logs. But more often than not, for me, when I do it that way, I end up with wood that's pretty long. And if you're mindful of how you feed the fire, you can keep it to a manageable size, and not waste any of the firewood that you've collected. But it's a nice evening out tonight, so just enough to cook dinner and cook breakfast. So I did realize after having gotten here that I either forgot or lost my water bottle. So fortunately, I did bring my water filter, Sawyer Mini. So I've had to resort to just collecting water in my cup and drinking through the filter like a straw. Not a perfect situation, but I'm not too worried about it. I will boil some water and clean this cup out in the morning for my coffee. So I'm grateful that I had this, because I wouldn't have been able to stay out here had I not been able to have drinking water. Another thing that I'd like to take a second to mention is this trio chair, which I've had for about 4 years, and it's in great shape. However, I have 2 of them, and each one has failed right here. There's like a little pocket. Let me see if I can do this one-handed here. There's a little pocket that you feed the pole into, the support pole. And on both of these chairs that I have, this pocket has failed. This one I was able to repair with sewing machine. I'm hoping to be able to do the same thing on the other one. but still really like the chairs. And I thought about replacing them with like the Helinox chairs. They're lighter and packed down a little smaller, but I think I don't like the way the legs are. I think they sink in the sand too much. So Trio Thermarest also makes a Quadra chair, but there's nothing wrong with these. But just keep in mind that if you have these, I've found that it's best to kind of roll this little piece of fabric over the pole on both sides. This one's already done, just for extra support. I'm ravishingly hungry. So what I decided to do was to cut up this potato, which I was just gonna wrap in tin foil or aluminum foil and set it on the fire. But I'm gonna carefully cut it up into smaller chunks and cook it that way. It'll just cook faster that way, that's all. Nothing too fancy about it. Some potatoes, green beans, and steak. I don't feel the need to bring a dish, a plate, or anything. I just eat out of the aluminum foil and off the grill. Clean up, nice and quick. I'm gonna inhale this, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. So I was kind of putzing around after dinner, just kind of checking the area out. And I turned around and I noticed all these rings around all the surrounding trees. And at first, I kind of thought, well, maybe it's just marking state park or whatever land. I don't know what I was thinking, but uh, it's it's a high water line. There's actually what 2.5 on this tree. That's a good 4 feet high. I think it's pretty interesting to look up the bank of the woods and see how high the water was at one point. Must have been one heck of a storm. Let me see. Look at how fat it is compared to my finger. Woo. I mean, I've seen bigger, like diameter wise, but this is like the thickest. Alright, buddy. Anybody know what kind of spider? That might just be a wolf spider. It's been a really great day here at the lake. Hear that fish jump? I'm just going to wait for the fire to die down and clean up a little bit and hit the hay. I expect a pretty solid night's sleep tonight. Got some sun and belly full of red meat. Can't beat it. So, anyways, I hope you are all having a nice night, and I will catch you on the flip side. Good morning. I had a really good night last night. I slept under the stars. I didn't bother putting up a tarp last night. There wasn't much of a breeze and it wasn't that chilly out and they weren't calling for rain, so it was a really good night. Something really weird happened at like 4 in the morning though. I heard splashing, but it was only a single splash. It wasn't like something coming out of the water and then going back in. It was just something being thrown into the water, and it sounded like something pretty big. It didn't sound like a beaver tail. I mean, there might be someone around here who at 4 in the morning decided that they wanted to throw large rocks into the water, but as unlikely as that sounds, so I don't know what it was, but it went on for a while, in irregular intervals. I got up about half an hour ago, started a fire, made some coffee. So, just enjoying the morning out here. So I'm going to throw together a quick bite to eat before packing the boat up. I had brought sausage and bannock, but I don't have my water filter. I can't filter the water to make the bannock, so carnivore diet this morning. Throw these on the grill. Keep packing. Well, that's it. Broke camp. Gonna need to use GPS to get back to the car. So what are my thoughts about jet ski camping? At least in comparison to kayak camping. Well, for one, I like that I can cover more ground. I like that I can, and in covering more ground, I can hopefully find a better campsite. Of course, this jet ski isn't nearly as portable as a kayak, and it needs gas, so it has its limits too. It's a whole lot of fun to ride, and if I was coming out to flat water, I like it better for flat water because I don't find flat water paddling all that exciting. I like rivers and rapids. So you will see the jet ski again, but you'll also see the kayak again, hopefully soon. So if there's something you guys would like to see, if you've made it this far, drop a comment down below, and and let me know if there's, you know, gear or whatever that you'd like to see. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you have, and I'll catch you on the next one.